So obviously, people know the Sling box. Is that still your business, even as part of Dish, or has it changed?
No, so it's changed significantly. So what Sling is so we were the number one, and we are the largest live television streaming service in the United States. So we were the first to market, and we're really focused around disrupting that industry and being able to bring a new streaming option to the millions and millions of viewers out there that are searching for a new solution in how they watch TV.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're the head of customer experience at Sling Media, which sounds like a very exciting job.
It is. Never boring.
So what in customer experience, like, what's your focus? What are you really beady-eyed on in terms of delivering to your customers?
Well, it sounds simple, but it's not in implementation, which is it's about bringing the best possible experience for the entire customer relationship to that customer. And really, with customer experience at Sling, it's about being the voice of the customer, whether it be with marketing, with retention, with product and IT, whatever that might be, being that voice of the customer and saying, this is what the customer needs and wants, and this is what we need to give them, and being vocal about that, because that's why we're there. We're there for the customer. Without that, we none of us would be there. So we need to stay focused on that daily.
Mm-hmm. And so you brought in Freshdesk, obviously, and what were you trying to fix something? Like what were the issues, or what were the business objectives that you had in bringing in Freshdesk?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest things was it was several-fold, but one of the biggest things is that we needed to find a CRM tool that not only would allow us to serve our customers and build that relationship with them, but also be able to gather the data that we needed in order to make those critical business decisions, as we just recently heard in the great presentation before. And we needed to find something that, along with that, was going to be scalable, and that we were going to be able to innovate and build around as our business innovates, and we think we did that with Freshdesk.
Mm-hmm. And when you say the data is important, how is the data important to customer experience?
Well, one of the biggest things about streaming television, right, is that it's a very interesting market, and people have a lot of assumptions about what that audience and that market looks like. But it's all just assumption, and we're starting to learn more and more, and we needed to have the data to be able to say, this is who these customers are, this is where they're calling from, this is what they're calling about, this is when they're calling, these are the problems they're having. As we can gather that data and make better business decisions, we can more focus on, hey, these are who our customers are, and we can serve them better and make better decisions for them on a daily basis to bring them that entertainment they need.
So, streaming TV, I'd imagine you've got a lot of millennials watching. Is that fair to say?
It's really surprising. So one of the big things that we're learning is, we have a lot of millennials watching, but we just have a lot of people watching. You'd think that it'd be all millennials. Well, you know what? It's not. It's retirees. It's folks that travel. It's across the board, and that is exactly why we need that data, so we can understand, hey, these are all these different customers, and they have all these different intricacies to them, and we need to better understand, who they are, so we can say, hey, this is what's right for you, and this is what's right for her, and really give them, the best solution for them as an individual.
Now, Kate was talking about in a good, well-implemented CRM system, you have a good understanding of which communication channels, your incoming calls, whether it's whatever kind of communication it is. Do you see a difference in the different types of communications that your customers like to contact you with? Depending on whatever the generation or
we
area?
do, yeah. We see a really interesting breakdown of how our customers like to contact us, and really what their expectation are as far as that. It's interesting because when whether it be technical, whether it just be some general questions, whether it be billing. They do want those solutions, but they want them in these different ways. And some of them do want it by phone, but some of them want it by chat, and some of them just want to be able to go to an interactive help site and find those themselves, and we are finding that as you get into these different customer profiles, they have a different form of way that they want to be contacted, or they want to contact and interact with the company. But we're seeing that that number that wants to interact via chat and via social media and things like that is growing all the time. And so it was very important for us to find something that could grow with us.
So you implemented Fresh Chat alongside of Fresh Desk?
We did,
right?
yes, absolutely.
And how's that going? Is that important?
It is. It's very important. Chat is incredibly important for us because, if you think about it, right, the users as a whole, they're very comfortable with going on and just interacting with the customer or interacting with the company through the internet and through chat. And we needed to build a tool that could easily communicate with customers, but at the same time be very, very easy and easy to navigate, easy to understand for the agents, because they need to walk through an enormous amount of different issues for the customers, and they need to do it easily and quickly. And by implementing Fresh Chat the way we did, it's a very simple process for our agents to just walk through the process, click, 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 and give the customer those solutions.
So we showed a demo of Agent Assist earlier,
Yes.
which I think you guys are leveraging that, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So how does that help the agent, help the customer?
Well, like I said, we do such a variety. We have such a variety of issues that our agents will get contacted on that you can't know everything, right? And so one, it gives the agent the ability to just have that tool there to say, okay, I can understand what the problem is, and now I can just walk through it step by step to help the customer, and not only that, but help myself understand what it is. The other piece is, right, it's easy. It makes the agent very comfortable, and that translates to the customer when they're interacting with the customer. It doesn't sound like it does, but it does, because it translates in wait time, it translates in the kind of language they use in their chat. So it's very important to have something that is very easy to understand and honestly that the agents like to use because it comes out in their daily work.
Mm-hmm. Now, you saw we demoed some AI stuff. Are you guys interested in that? Is that something you're exploring?
Oh, on a daily basis we have those conversations. That is something that is certainly very much on our radar, and we're trying to map out right now how to do that very thing.
Terrific, great. Last question for you. You've got a bunch of Freshdesk users, customers, some people who are thinking about it. Any advice based on your experience on what to think about as you're going into the journey?
Sure, absolutely. I think one of the big things is knowing what you want, and then setting those priorities. Understanding this is what is important to our business and what we really need to focus on having and building out. Then it's making that commitment to implementing your new tool. I can't say enough about making sure you have people that are dedicated and bought into this and are going to put their energy into the implementation and doing this right. Then the next thing I would say is just test, test, test. Make sure you get it out into the user's hands and test it out and see what's working and see what's not, and being able to really dig those problems out as quickly as possible. And then the last piece, and I cannot stress this enough, is be realistic and understand that there are going to be issues. But that's okay. If you have that commitment to understanding what the issues are and resolving them, that's all you need. You just need to be able to say, hey, this is going to be a tremendous tool for both our agents, our customers, whoever it might be. And if you put that support there, you'll be successful.
I can't resist. I think when we talked on the phone the other day, you kind of compared how long it took you to implement your last system versus this system. Can you give us the numbers on that?
Sure. So we decided to put ourselves behind the 8 ball a little bit. So on our previous system, it had taken about 18 months to build out a lot of what we had wanted, especially around the data. We decided to just be crazy, and we did our implementation in 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
In 8 weeks, which anybody would tell you is crazy.
Wow.
But I cannot say enough about your team, because once we were ready to go and we were in, this team jumped in, and it was incredibly impressive. And we had
If I could, Raj, are you here? Where's Raj? Oh, Raj is out implementing another customer.
And Raj,
but Raj, I know, spent a lot of time in Colorado with
Raj
you
and Dominic. Madhu, I cannot say enough about that team, and they were there for weeks and traveled with us to sites when it came to implementation. And we're there every single day helping us work through this, helping to make it successful. And without them, we certainly wouldn't be where we are, which I think is having a tool that is going to take us into the future and make us a better company because we can serve our customers better than we ever have before.
Michael, thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you.